Good morning, everyone. Matthew with Be Different, and it's Friday. Yes! I am so excited, and Fridays are just great. I mean, frankly. And everybody who knows me knows I love Fridays. It doesn't really matter what's going on Friday. You could say I'd be laying sod, digging a ditch, working on the car, whatever, and it's still Friday to me, so it doesn't really matter. So, anyway, doesn't matter what I'm doing, Fridays are great. So, anyhow, our focus is on transforming the way you think, letting God transform your thought process. Because how I see it is that He gets in here first in your thoughts, because your thoughts are all over the place, right? A woman's brain, they're kind of everything connects to everything. And a man's brain, they go in their nothing box, or, those kinds of different things in their head. But you're always thinking, your brain is always going, it's telling you to breathe. You don't think about breathe, but it just subconsciously it does that, right? So it's always about in the mind, because what you see gets planted in your mind, which over time gets planted in your heart, and it comes out of your mouth. I mean, it's always, to me, it seems like it always starts with the head. It always starts with the head, just like, the man is supposed to be the leader of the house. It starts with the head. So whatever the man sets as the precedent in the house, whatever the leader of the house says as a precedent, that goes, right? So, and your kids follow that. So the same thing can be said for what gets put in your head, gets put in front of your face, and that's why Romans 12:2 is a big part of it, because it's like transforming the way we think. God needs to transform the way we think and how we process information, because that will change our lives. So in Romans 8:6, we see more about the mind here, and I'll just read it to you briefly. It says, "A mind focused on the flesh is doomed to death, but a mind focused on the spirit will find full life and complete peace." You see, a mind focused on the flesh is declaring war against God. It defies the authority of God's law and is incapable of following His path. So it is clear that God takes no pleasure in those who live oriented to the flesh. And the side note says the power of sin and death has been eclipsed by the power of the Spirit. The Spirit breathes life into our mortal, sin infested bodies thanks to what Jesus has done for us. By sending His Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, God judges sin finally and completely. The sins of the world are concentrated and condemned in the flesh of Jesus as He hangs on the cross. So now there is no condemnation remaining for those who have entered into the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. So it talks about how your mind is focused, and what you focus your mind on is what you're capable of. They always say, "Oh, you just put your mind to it and you can do it," or anything you set your mind to is possible, and that's mostly true, because it all starts with the mind. The mind tells the body, "All right, we can do this." No matter what you set your mind to do, generally speaking, you can do it. Now you say, I'm going to set my mind to, lift a building. That's, that obviously there is some physical, not to say you couldn't do it, because God can speak to a mountain and He can move it. But that has to do with faith. But I'm referring more to the mind and how you can transform the way you think just by telling yourself that you can do something. By, you habitual liars, for instance, they eventually believe their own lies, what comes out of their mouth, because their mind has been so skewed and they believe it to be the truth. And so it was one of my devotions that he was talking about, kids' excellence and how you can show them excellence based on your work ethic, what you say, and how you act around them. And that is so true. Kids are so influenced by watching, especially me being a stepdad. They're watching me. They're waiting for me to be human, And there are times that I am, but it's a constant renewing every morning of putting God on my heart and praying to Him and asking Him to change me and to forgive me for any behavior that I have that would be offensive, and to be able to lead my kids in truth. And that has to do with the transforming of my mind and showing them that through your mind affects your behavior, and things that they watch, they listen to, they things that they say, it all as a part of their makeup. And it is my job and duty to transform their mind while they're with me, the short time I have with them. And I believe that God has helped me do a lot of that, and He still is. And like everything else, we're all a work in progress, and God is going to continually transform us and change us. And I just ask that you all be willing for that to happen. And God will do his part. Be different today, guys. Let God transform your thought process. Let only good and godly things influence your life and be in front of your eyes and your ears and things that you say. And be encouraging at all times. Enjoy your weekend. Happy 4th. And we'll talk to you soon.